Hey everybody, this is Ashley with Publish with Ashley, and I am here to talk a little bit about setting up a merch ad. And this is my merch account, and you can actually use pretty much the same process for your KDP books, but I wanted to show people are asking about how to set up merch ads, so I wanted to go through and basically do a tutorial and walk you through how to do a merch ads. So if you're interested in that, please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll give you awesome and creative ways to make money online with Amazon, Kindle Direct Publishing, merch by Amazon, and I also do Etsy as well. All right, so here we are on my dashboard. This is one of my ad dashboards that I don't use very often. It does have merch shirts. It's set up for merch. You have to have a specific ad account for merch, and I think they've been giving them, you just log in and it'll show up when you go to Amazon advertising, and you can log into your account through whoever your merch by Amazon login info is. So email and then that particular password. At least that's what I have right here. But this is one I don't use very often because I actually had to apply a while ago, and it had to be a different address, email address than your KDP and merch account. So it's actually in a totally different email address. But they gave me this one, and I just thought I would show you on this one because it's really clean, and I can kind of talk you through what all the buttons are and all the different items are. Okay, so we're here on the screen, and you notice that you have spend, sales. You can actually change these around by adding or subtracting metrics, but the ones I like to have on my dashboard is spend, sales, impressions, and ACost. So let's go a little through each of those so you can kind of understand what those are. Now, spend is how much you're actually spending on ads. Now, you don't get charged by Amazon until someone actually clicks. You can also add clicks, but it's not the one I pay attention to these, because my biggest one I'm always concerned with ACost, because ACost is the one that's telling me if I'm running profitable or not. I like to see sales and spend, and because I usually have this in a monthly view, so I can kind of see what I'm spending monthly. So that's what I'm spending on ads. And sales are what sales you get from the ad. Now, if your product in merch, you tend to have products a little bit higher, like $18.99, $15.99, $19.99. So let's just say the product was $19.99 and you get one sale. There is going to say $19.99 total in here, okay? That's not your profit, but that is how much in sales you've gotten. And now, impressions is the number of impressions. So it's the number of times it's being shown to customers. And really what I like to see on this is, the biggest thing I like to see is that it is continuing upward, that it's occasionally Amazon ads will stall, and you'll see that first in impressions. So if you kind of have an idea of how many impressions you have and how many impressions are in a particular campaign, it's a little less obvious when you have several. This is like a roll up, so it's going to be several campaigns that some of them are going in. But you can definitely change these up down here to show that and highlight that. Now, ACost, this is the one I really tend to pay attention to. ACost is it's a tricky number if you don't really know what it is. It is actually some division. And so it says right here, if you're ever wondering, you can click on the little icon. Actually, you can do that for all of these, the little I for information. And it says this is calculated by dividing your spend by sales attributed to your ads. Okay, so it's your spend, this number, divided by this. And like I said, this is a roll up of all of them. You could go down and check out your stats on each of your campaigns individually, but this is a roll up of everything. So I like to pay attention to what my ACost number is, and I like to know what my break-even ACost is. Your break-even ACost is going to be your profit divided by the cost of the item. Okay, and here is a PowerPoint slide showing you that. So your break-even A cost, and this is for KDP, the royalty on the book, but that's your profit. So how much you're going to make royalty on your t-shirt divided by the price. So this is examples for KDP, and your price is $6.99, your royalty is $2. Then your break-even A cost, when you divide 2 by $6.99, is 28.6%. So you know that anything below 28.6% is going to be a profitable ad. And I like to know this because it's important to me to understand it's okay if you don't want to run a profitable ad campaign, because it is true that if you are getting sales via your ads, you will get more organic sales. But I like to monitor this. I don't just like to throw away money and not know what I'm doing with it. So if I am spending more than my A cost, I know I need to look into my back end and see if I am making more organic sales. If I'm only making sales based upon my ads, then I need to start tweaking my ads or turn something off or change something. But if I'm making organic sales, so overall I haven't spent more than I've made for that particular ad and that particular item, then I know that my ad is still doing well. So I like to know because this is kind of an indicator of the health of that ad for me. All right, so let's go back. Okay, so those are the kind of things you need to know going through this. Spend is how much you're spent on your ads, and you only spend when you get clicks. Your sales are how much you've made, and it's the cost of the item. So like I said, if you have a $19.99 t-shirt, it sells for $19.99, you're going to have one sale, it'll say $19.99. Impressions, that is how many impressions that it's shown to customers. And A cost, like I said, this is my health indicator. There are other indicators, but these are the ones I pay attention to the most because they're going to kind of tell you the health of the ad. All right, so we're going to create ads. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to click create a campaign. Okay, I am in my create a campaign, and I'm going to pick sponsored products. You can do sponsored products or brands. This is the only choice in a merch account you will have. I tend to do sponsored products. If you have a brand of t-shirts that sell together or as a group, maybe if you have a bunch of birthday t-shirts, birthday mom, birthday boy, birthday dad, then maybe you want to do a sponsored ad. That would make sense. Or if you have a brand of t-shirts that would show to a certain audience, one type of audience. If your audience is outdoor people and you have a bunch of different camping type shirts, that might be something you would do. But I tend to stick to sponsored products. And so you're just going to hit continue, and your create a campaign will come up. It's going to have some name it's created, and you can change that. So I would change this, let's say, to one. The example I'm going to do is with my daughter's shirt. She has a one in a melon. So you need to come up with some sort of naming scheme that works for you. I tend to do kind of something I would understand, and then I also do what type it is. And so let's say for this one, I was going to do an automatic ad. So I would say one in a melon auto, just because that's kind of what I want to know. Now, you're going to set a daily budget. This is a personal choice. So if you don't have a lot of money, you may want to set a low budget, but I'm going to tell you Amazon does not take you really all that seriously unless you put $5 to $10. So I usually start at $5. I tend to bid lower, so I don't actually usually get to my budget. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. With t-shirts, since I do bid much higher than KDP books, I tend to stay for each bid around the 10-15 cent mark, whereas for t-shirts, I'm going to bid probably 25 cents. And so I do often get to my $5 a day budget, but I have to let you know that if you're not serious about spending some money, then Amazon's not going to take you seriously, and it's just not going to show the way you want it to show. So do keep that in mind when you're doing ads. You need to have some budget for ads. Like I said, I keep it at $5 a day. I sometimes spend that. I sometimes don't. It depends upon the ad, obviously. Now, so I said I was going to say this was an automatic ad, so I'm just going to click automatic. This is your easiest and fastest way to get going. And with t-shirts, I actually do tend to use automatic ads the most. You can do manual keywording, and you can look at some of my other videos I have on YouTube to check out that, and I might do another video to specifically talk about manual targeting, but in this one I'm just going to show how to do automatic targeting because it's the one I tend to use for t-shirts, honestly. Okay, so now I tend to do dynamic bids down only because I want to know that my bid that I'm going to bid is the highest I am accountable for. So if I bid 25 cents, I know that my highest bid is 25 cents. You can change these to do whatever you like. Sometimes if I want to try and boost it, occasionally I will try this bids up and down, but I've mostly had success with down only. I do like to know what I'm bidding. I do like to know my costs. So I tend to do this. Create an ad group. You can name your ad group whatever you would like. I just usually keep it as ad group number 1. If you have some sort of naming scheme, that's great. But I tend to be pretty leave it alone, but you can do something else. Now, you're going to get down here to the products and you can search and enter a list. With the automatic ad, you can actually add several different products under one ad. So I could add several of my daughter's t-shirts, and I found the easiest way is just to find the ASIN instead of trying to keyword and find it in her account or all Amazon products. I just find the ASIN and put it in. So I'm going to grab an ASIN and drop it in. Okay, I have an ASIN, paste, and I'm going to hit all Amazon products. All right, so here's her 1 in a melon shirt, and I'm going to add it. You can add in variations if you would like. I usually just add one that looks pretty good. This one actually does look really cute on blue, so I would leave it as that. But if you had one shirt that maybe looked best on black or another color, you can also add additional ASINs so that you can have multiple products on the ad. What I'm going to do now is scroll down to automatic targeting and set my default bid. I do not bid 75 cents. That is just too rich for my blood. I bid 25 to start. Sometimes 20. It kind of depends on my feeling for risk that day, or if I want to keep my costs low, or even the time of year. So during the Christmas time frame in the Christmas season, Q4, bids are going to go up. There's more people trying to advertise because there's more buyers out there. So in the good news, there are more buyers out there who are excited to buy, but that does mean that there's more people advertising to those buyers, and then they will the bid price goes up. So I probably this time of year definitely do 25 cents. Maybe another slower time of year I might do 20 cents. It just kind of depends. So I would put that in, but definitely make sure you don't leave that at 75 cents. And then I'm going to hit launch campaign. And what's going to happen is it's going to think about it, and it's going to say, okay, it may take an hour to process this. So sometimes they review the ads to make sure that they're appropriate to put on and they followed the TOS. So make sure you do read the TOS. Basic things is, you can't advertise any profanity. You can't advertise anything that would be considered adult, and no weapons or things like that. Just pretty vanilla stuff is what you can advertise. I hope this was helpful for you today. I'm going to come back and give you some tips on advertising in another video, but please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you can get those updates and know when I have more videos out, especially videos about advertising if that is what you were interested in. All right, I will see you next time. Bye.